So, Jennifer, first things first, which cash down number works best for you?
I can do 5,000.
Okay? These are our choices. Save the most money, get the lowest payment, best of both worlds. Which one works best for you?
Neither one of them.
You don't like any of these payments? Okay. Why, Jennifer, I hate to hear that, but I hear it all the time, so I'm not surprised. Not a problem. Other than the payment, though, everything else is cool. Nothing else stops you from taking the Suburban home today, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Look, there's a number of ways. I'm going to guess that the payments aren't too low. They're too high, right? Okay. Well, there's a number of ways to take care of this, all right? Number one, how would a payment of $100 less sound to you?
I need a little bit more, a little bit.
How about $200 less?
Can you go a little bit lower than that?
How about $500 less?
That sounds really good.
Yeah. You know how you get a payment of $500 less? You put down another $10,000. Now, would you rather keep the $10,000 wherever you have it or live with 604?
But I don't have the $10,000, so and I still don't want to be at no 604 payment.
Okay. There's another way to do it. If you qualify, and I don't know whether you will or not, but if you qualify, we could look at extending the term out 6 or 12 months, which will reduce the payment. Would you want to look at extending the term?
Nah.
Okay. All right. Look, you picked out a vehicle that you liked because it was a 2017 and only had 169,000 miles on it, right? And it was equipped just the way you said it had to be equipped. We could potentially find you a different vehicle, a little bit older, few more miles, maybe not as much premium equipment, and lower your payment. Now, would you rather do that, or would you rather stick with the vehicle you picked out, you deserve, you can afford, and you should drive home today?
I want that one right there.
If you want that one right there, I need you to put a check mark by that and okay that right down there.
So, you know, lower my payment?
I've lowered your payment all the way to 604.
Just can't do that.
Jennifer, the payment for this Suburban is not $604 a month. Okay? Now, I know it says 604 there, but it's not. Do you have a calculator on you? Will you do a calculation for me?
I need to get my phone.
Well, here. I'll give you mine. Divide 7,670. I'm sorry, 7670.
7670.
Divided by 32011. What's that number? 0.239?
0.239. 0.240 if you round it up.
Do you know what that number represents?
Is that a percentage? Looks like
It's a percentage.
20%.
You know what it represents?
Is it my interest?
No. No. It represents the percentage of this payment that is for your old car. This payment isn't for one vehicle. this payment's for 2 vehicles. So if you take 604, multiply 604 times 76%.
$459.04.
Jennifer, your payment for your Suburban is $459 a month.
That sounds better.
Okay, well, let me tell you how you get that payment. You add $7,060 in cash down. Now you're only paying for your new Suburban. Your other option is keep your $7,060 wherever it is and live with the 604. So you got option A or option B. Remember, 604 is for 2 cars. Okay, it's for your trade-in and your new vehicle. Which one of those options works best for you? 459 with another $7,000 down, or 604?
Neither.
Neither. Okay. Jennifer, in order for you to take home this Suburban, you're going to be paying $604 a month for 60 months. Okay? However, it's not going to cost you $604 a month to drive this vehicle. Look, this is a $23,000 vehicle. You're making a very smart purchase. The vast majority of the depreciation has already taken place. Agree?
Agree.
Okay. But it's still going to depreciate some more over the next 5 years, isn't it? Not much, but it will depreciate some. Everybody knows that, Jennifer, but here's what everybody doesn't know. Every time you stroke a check for this vehicle, every time, as painful as you think it might be, and by the way, you'll quickly get used to this, as painful as you think stroking that 604 check a month, signing it, making it out to a lender, and sending it to said lender, here's what people don't know. You're saving. There's a fairly large savings that you're going to get back every single month once you make this payment, because you think the lender's going to keep it all, don't you? No, that's not the way things work. Because, Jennifer, once you make that 60th payment, what comes back to you in the mail a couple months later, or a couple weeks later?
The title.
Except it's free and clear. It's only got one name on it. Yours. Okay? Now, the question I've got for you is this $23,000 vehicle, which most of the depreciation has already been taken, if you drive it like you intend on driving it, you don't do anything special, but you don't crash it, you don't trash it either, what do you think that vehicle will be worth 5 years from now?
Let's see, 23 started out. Maybe 5 to 8.
So think about this. 5 years from now, you've got an $8,000 piece of paper. All right? Your car payment zero, and you've got a Suburban. One more calculation for me. Divide 8,000 by 60.
$133.
You know what that 133 represents?
What's that?
Every time you make a $604 a month payment, metaphorically speaking, 133 of that is going right back to your title. So you'll pay $604 to own it, but to drive this thing, you'll pay $604 minus 133, which is 174. You'll pay $471 a month to drive this vehicle. Now, I need you to check mark that and okay that right there.
I still can't do it. It's too high.
You can't do it, or you don't want to do it?
Both. I can't, and I don't want to do it.
Well, they're two completely different things. If you can't do it, that's the wrong vehicle. And shame on me for helping you pick out this vehicle. Okay? If you don't want to do it, that's different. If you don't want to do it, you can okay that right there, so we can get this over with and get you on your way.
And you can't put that under $500, like $550 or something like that. Is the way you can do
Okay,
that.
so what you're saying, and I hear you, you're saying if we could reduce the payment by $54 a month, you'd be okay with that? Mm-hmm. Okay. So basically, we're $54 a month apart. Mm-hmm. $54 away from you driving one of the nicest vehicles you've ever owned in your entire life. Is that what I'm hearing? Mm-hmm. $54 isn't that much money, but you know what's even less? One more calculation, then we're done. Divide 54 by 30.
1.8.
Are you going to let that $1.80 stop you from driving the vehicle that we spent 3 hours looking at and you really want to take home? You're not going to do that, are you? I didn't think so. Okay, that right there.
Man.
How difficult was anything I just did there? All the mathematics are simple.
Just breaking it down in different scenarios.
Different. By the way, isn't this a payment for 2 cars, not one? Mm-hmm. Why would you? We're taking a hard job and making it harder. Look, let's see, he's $7,000 hooked. Is that your fault, Brian? Is that your fault, Kevin?
Might have been.
Well, it depends. It depends. Well, let me ask you this. No, I'm not going to ask you. I'll tell you. We're going to see a negative equity storm like we've never seen before in the history of this business in the next 2 years. If you don't get really good at this, is called a split payment disclosure. I'm going to give everything I just did there. I'm going to give you in writing. Okay? I'm going to send you these videos. I told you this morning I can't change your life in 2 days. Your professional life. Can't do it. I can't make bad salespeople good, but I got a feeling you're already good. So I can make good salespeople better. I can give you information. I can give you strategies. I can give you tactics. And by the way, everything I just used, salespeople all around the country are using right now. This one right here, this cash value bill, that one's been watched 500,000 times. One strategy has been watched 500,000 times. I get emails, phone calls, texts from salespeople I've never met before and never will. I've never seen them. I never will. They're in places I've never been. They're in places I'll never go. And here's what they tell me. They say, this strategy right here, just one strategy is worth $50,000 a year. But you have to get halfway decent at it. The math is easy. It's the storytelling that takes development. You'll tell the story a different way than I will. Doesn't matter. If it works, it's a good story. You can get away with murder. I mean, your stories can be the best of all of us at this table. Why? Because people believe women more so than they believe men. You know why? Because women are more trustworthy. You know why? I've matured, so I know this. Women are the superior gender. Okay? I get it. All right? And most people get it. But, I mean, this stuff's a blast to do with the customer, too. Because most of your customers, correct me if I'm wrong, now, again, if you couldn't make this payment, the mistake was made when I chose the vehicle. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nothing I've got will work if the customer can't stroke the check for the gross amount of the payment. And that's one of the biggest mistakes we as salespeople make. We listen to the customer. Yeah, I want this. Look, everybody wants everything. When we're qualifying it, we need to ask questions. Tell me you want a sunroof.
I want a sunroof.
Brian, most people do. Why do you want the sunroof? And let me ask you why. Let me tell you why I'm asking that question. Because for most people, it costs about $1.50 every time they open up the sunroof or close it. Because you really can't use it in the summer here in Birmingham, can you? And then there's January, February, you really can't use it. Okay? So it's going to add $1,000 at least to the cost of the car, which is about $20 a month. Is it worth $20 a month to you? See, if we did this at qualifying, we'd end up on the right vehicle more often. If Brian goes, hell yeah, okay, well then that's going to make my close easier. But Brian's going, I don't know if it's worth $20 a month. Then we need to move him to another vehicle early on. Do I really want to switch somebody at this point? No, that's a desperation move. Okay, if I have to, I will, but it's probably not going to work out very well. They're tired. I will come back. Yeah, you're right. We'll never see them again. What we've done is we've qualified them. They know what they need to buy now, and they'll go down the street. We won't even get a bird dog. Okay, we'll never hear from them again. They'll ghost us for the rest of our lives. So obviously, we're not talking about qualifying, but that's to me, it's the most important part of the sales process. We screw that up. We can screw up meet and greet and still make the sale work. We can screw up vehicle presentation and demonstration ride and still make the deal work. We screw up qualifying. We land them on the wrong vehicle, mostly a vehicle they cannot afford. We can't fix that. We just blew the sale. But otherwise, how many strategies did I use? This last one is one of my favorites. You were at 604. Okay? Then you said, well, I'd do 550. What's easier to say yes to, 604 or 54? 54, because that's how how far apart we are. So I said, are you gonna let $54 stop you? Wait a minute. Divide that by 30. What's easier to say yes to, $1.80 or 54?
$1.80.
$1.80. I want to make it easier for the customer to say yes. It's called reduced to the ridiculous. It's been around since Jesus. Okay, it was highly effective back in those days. It's highly effective today if the customer can make the 604 payment. Okay, I want to keep qualifying that. Split payment disclosure. Now, how do you determine what percentage of that payment is due to the trade-in? It's simple division, but you need to know what to divide. You divide the amount of negative equity, and again, I've got all this in writing for you.
Okay.
You divide the amount of the negative equity by the balance to finance, and that gives you the percentage of the payment that is due to the trade-in. But when you use this strategy, what do you need to be prepared for? Customer going, well, I tell you what, Steve, why don't you just give me another $7,000 for my trade? You need to be prepared for that, because it will happen, okay? That's called the split payment disclosure. This one's called the cash value build, where you say, look, everybody knows the vehicle's going to depreciate, but not what everybody knows is there's a savings element to the 604 you make. And the savings element in this particular case was $133 a month. Because after they finish paying for the vehicle doesn't turn to dust, does it? There still is value there, especially with a used vehicle. This Suburban has had probably 65 or 70% of the depreciation already taken place. I bet you it's worth $10,000 5 years from now. Well, maybe not with that many miles. Probably 8's probably a decent number, 5 to 8. But it doesn't matter what the customer says, I'm still going to show them a savings. The third one I used was the premium, I call it premium equipment, but basically what I said was, well, if you want a lower payment, you're going to have to look for an older vehicle with more miles. And then you said, I don't want that. You like the vehicle, I want the one I picked out. Don't blame you. Okay? Second one I used was extending the term. And in this particular case, with a 2017, we probably can't even extend the term past 60 months, can we?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Miles.
Right, and the first one, well, so if you want a $500 a month, if you want to save $500, put down another $10,000. Actually, that's 20. No, that wouldn't have even worked. You would have had to put down the rest of it. You'd have to pay cash for this thing practically because of your negative equity. Okay, you're screwed.
Well.
Well, I don't want to say, but again, the easy ones are asking for cash and extended term. And if they're easy, and I use them. I mean, I've got more sophisticated ones, but I'm in a hurry. I want the customer to say yes faster because they want to buy faster. I want to get rid of them. I want to get rid of my next customer. But if I can't get them to hook on those, then I'm going to go to premium equipment. Then I'm going to go to split payment disclosure. I'm going to use, I can use reduced to the ridiculous everywhere. Tell me that we're $2,000 high in the. Hold on.